Investiture of the Gods, Chapter 16.
We're starting our story in this really picturesque setting. Our hero is about to show off some formidable but still hidden talents. So imagine this serene, beautiful back garden. The text actually describes it as being like Penglai Island.
Which, for anyone unfamiliar, Penglai is this mythical land in Chinese lore, basically an immortal paradise. So high praise for the garden.
Definitely sets a scene. It's got high walls, serene gates, lovely golden thread weeping willows on one side, ticking tooth pine trees on the other. There's a peony pavilion, a flower viewing tower, even a beautiful peony garden, and a traditional swing set. It sounds idyllic.
It really does. And this is where Jiang Ziya and his friend Yiren are just, hanging out, enjoying a moment of peace.
But Ziya, as we find out pretty quickly, sees more than just the nice scenery.
Right. He spots this empty plot in the garden.
And he confidently suggests building a 5-room tower there, but not just, any tower.
No, he promises it'll bring immense prosperity. He says it's built according to his feng shui insights.
That ancient Chinese art of harmonizing with the environment, right?
Exactly. He says it would yield 36 jade belts and a bushel of sesame seeds worth of gold belts.
Which sounds poetic, but it's a really vivid metaphor for just vast, tangible wealth and success. Jade belts meaning rank and riches, sesame seeds meaning countless small fortunes.
And what's fascinating here, he isn't just giving, architectural tips. He's tapping deep into that ancient Chinese belief in geomancy, in feng shui. It's not just aesthetics. It's about aligning with cosmic energies to bring good fortune,
And repel the bad stuff.
Precisely. So this scene immediately establishes he has this kind of inherent, almost supernatural grasp of the world's hidden currents.
Okay, but here's where the idyllic scene takes a turn. Yiren shares something crucial.
Ah, the catch.
Yeah. He confesses they've actually tried building on that exact spot 7 or 8 times before.
And every single time.
It always burned down. Suddenly, it's not just about good vibes.
No, it sets the stage for a real supernatural confrontation. There's an unseen foe involved.
So Ziya, sensing this, spiritual disturbance, he steps up.
Doesn't seem phased at all.
He offers to pick an auspicious date for construction and, crucially, to personally suppress the evil during the main beam-raising ceremony.
Which is a really significant moment in traditional building. Yiren, who's probably desperate by now.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And impressed by Ziya's confidence, he trusts them. Construction starts.
Okay, so the night of the ceremony arrives. Midnight approaches. Ziya is waiting alone in the peony pavilion, basically expecting trouble.
And trouble arrives. Suddenly, this violent storm just erupts out of nowhere.
Yeah, the text describes fierce wind, flying sand and stones, a thick black fog.
And firelight revealing monstrous figures. It's pure chaos.
And these aren't just any monsters. They have 5-colored faces: red, white, black, green, yellow, giant fangs, mouths shooting light. Terrifying stuff.
The whole scene is described as chaotic, 1,000 red flames, the sky yellow, earth black, just a maelstrom.
But Ziya's response, swift.
Yeah.
Powerful.
The text says he unfurls his hair, wields his sword, points, swings, and declares, "Evil beasts, why do you not fall now?"
And then boom, a clap of thunder. Just this dramatic, definitive display of his divine authority.
And instantly, the 5 spirits, those colors hinting at the 5 elements, maybe.
Very likely. They immediately fall to their knees, begging for mercy. They even call him an immortal.
And they plead for their lives, even though they mention they've cultivated for many years, which tells you Ziya's power just completely overwhelmed them.
Right. Now, Ziya's judgment is interesting. It's firm, but also merciful in a way.
He calls them out for repeatedly destroying the buildings. He knows they're malicious.
But instead of just annihilating them, which he probably could have done.
He banishes them, sends them off to Qishan Mountain.
With a new job. Move mud and transport earth, basically. Manual labor for the mountain spirits.
And he adds this little promise. If they do well, they will naturally attain positive outcomes.
So it shows not just raw power, but this sense of divine order. He can command and even repurpose these ancient sort of malevolent spirits.
This isn't just a cool fight scene, is it? It feels bigger.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like Ziya's public declaration of his divine mandate, almost. Banishing them to Qishan Mountains, specifically, foreshadows his later command of spiritual armies. And the fact he orders them doesn't just destroy them, establishes his authority. He dictates destinies, even for spirits. It cements him as this figure of power over the unseen world.
Okay, so after that incredibly intense battle, we get a touch of classic domestic humor.
Yes, while Ziya is facing down these ancient evils.
His wife, Ma Shi, and a nanny, Sun Shi, are secretly watching him from the garden.
But what do they actually hear?
Just Ziya talking to himself. They have no idea about the invisible demons, the cosmic storm, nothing.
Oh dear. So Ma Shi is not impressed.
Not remotely. She confronts him, absolutely furious, accuses him of talking ghost words.
Basically telling him he's crazy.
And angrily says he will never amount to anything. She completely dismisses his explanation about suppressing demons, just totally unconvinced.
It's such a relatable moment, isn't it? This skeptical spouse just not getting the genius, or in this case, the supernatural intervention, a timeless dynamic.
So Ziya tries to salvage things, right? He boasts about his knowledge of feng shui, yin-yang.
Trying to sound important, maybe prove he wasn't just rambling.
But Ma Shi, ever the pragmatist, sarcastically asks if he can tell fortunes. Like, can you at least do something useful?
Huh. And Ziya admits he's actually most skilled in fortune-telling. But then he complains he has no place to open a booth.
Talk about a come down. From commanding spirits to worrying about, finding a spot for a stall.
But this is where his friend, Yiren, steps back in. Remember Yiren?
A guy whose garden Ziya saved.
Exactly. He actually witnessed the thunder, heard Ziya's full account of the exorcism, and he's genuinely impressed. He believes him.
So he steps in.
Offers Ziya a prime spot for a fortune-telling booth right at the bustling south gate of Cheosh, the capital city.
Ah, a game changer. This moves him from that private display of power into the public eye.
Precisely. It's pivotal. His abilities can finally get wider recognition.
So the booth gets set up, and it sounds pretty impressive, adorned with these couplets designed to grab attention.
Oh yeah, they're great. Things like, only speak of profound and mysterious truths, never utter a single common falsehood. Bold claims.
And one iron mouth, discerning good and ill. Two strange eyes, observing the rise and fall of the world. Very grand.
But the most intriguing one, the one that catches people's eye later, is a vast universe in the sleeve, long days and months in the pot.
What does that actually mean?
Well, it's classic literary shorthand. It suggests the fortune teller holds immense cosmic knowledge, like he can see the whole universe in his sleeve, perceive tiny details in the grand scheme, and maybe even manipulate or perceive time itself, like containing long periods in a small pot. It's a way of saying, I know things you can't imagine.
Okay, so a bold claim, designed to draw people in.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
But then, the anticlimax.
Right. Despite the fancy booth and the big words, for 4 or 5 months, Ziya gets no business. 0 customers.
The great exorcist, the demon banisher, is a struggling entrepreneur. It's almost pathetic, isn't it?
It really brings him down to earth, makes him incredibly relatable despite having these immense powers. Even divine intervention needs good marketing, apparently.
Or maybe just one good customer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Finally, someone shows up. Lu Qian, described as a rather rough woodcutter from Cheosh.
And he's drawn in by those couplets, specifically the vast universe in the sleeve one, finds Ziya asleep at his desk.
And wakes him with a loud slam on the table. Not exactly subtle.
No, Lu Qian is described as 15 feet tall. Probably an exaggeration, but meaning very large and imposing with fierce eyes. He's not shy.
He immediately challenges Ziya on the couplet's meaning and demands a reading.
And he sets the stakes clearly. 20 king fu, those copper coins.
Which was maybe a few days' wages back then?
Roughly, yeah. So 20 king fu if Ziya's right. But a beating, and Ziya has to close his booth if he's wrong.
Wow. High stakes for Ziya, who's desperate.
He absolutely needs this win, so he agrees.
And he gives Lu Qian this incredibly precise 4-line prophecy.
Go straight south, an old man under willows, 120 king fu, 4 snacks, 2 bowls of wine. Just like that. Specifics.
And Ziya insists, follow the instructions exactly. Precision is key.
Lu Qian is, understandably, pre-skeptical. Says he sold firewood for 20 years, never got a deal like that, but he does it.
He goes straight south, finds the old man under the willows. The man calls for firewood.
Lu Qian, still testing, asks for 100 king fu. That's 20 less than predicted, remember?
Right. The old man buys it, likes how neat Lu Qian is. He even sweeps up leaves and mentions it's his son's wedding day.
Then a child brings out 4 snacks and pot of wine with 1 bowl.
Yeah.
Exactly 4 snacks.
And Lu Qian, still testing, pours the wine 1 bowl full, 1 shallow, but they magically end up equal. The details are just astonishingly accurate.
It really makes you pause, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How does Ziya know this? Down to the number of snacks, the exact money, even the weird wine pouring thing.
It's not just a good guess.
No way.
Yeah.
This is clearly meant to be seen as genuine prophetic insight. It cements his powers in this tangible, undeniable way for the very skeptical woodcutter. It's beyond simple fortune-telling. It hints at a real connection to fate.
And then the final piece falls into place.
The old man gives Lu Tian the 100 king fu for the wood and an extra 20 king fu as wedding money for wine.
Bringing the total to...
Exactly, 120 king fu, prophecy fulfilled, down to the last coin.
Lu Qian is ecstatic. He shouts, Jiang Xianshang, Master Jiang, truly an immortal. Chaoish City has such a high master. Skepticism gone, replaced by total belief.
And he's so thrilled, he basically becomes Ziya's, unpaid advertising agent on the spot.
Declares him a true immortal, a blessing to the city, when Ziya asks for his fee.
Lu Qian, still buzzing, says even 120 Queen Fu isn't enough. Promises to do better. He's now personally invested.
And then he spots his next client.
Oh, this is great. A government official rushing by on urgent public duty, collecting grain taxes.
And Lu Qian physically stops him, insists he get a reading from Ziya.
Even threatens to jump into the river with the official if he refuses. Talk about aggressive marketing.
What a promoter. The official, totally flustered and in a hurry, just agrees to get it over with.
So a quick divination. And Ziya's prediction is, again, incredibly specific.
This hexagram meets Jen. No need to ask about grain taxes. You've been waiting for a long time. 103 ingots.
Right. Jin being an I Ching trigram, maybe suggesting stillness or obstruction, leading to this specific outcome. And that exact number, 103 ingots, no ambiguity.
And Lu Qian, still acting as agent, sets the price much higher this time.
5 cons of silver. That's a serious step up from copper coins. A substantial sum, showing his new confidence in Ziya's value.
The official, pressed for time, probably intimidated, just pays and runs off.
But the confirmation comes fast. Maybe an hour later.
Yeah, the official returns, escorting the collected grain taxes, and confirms it. Indeed, 103 ingots, just as predicted.
He declares Ziya a god descended to Earth. The immediate verifiable proof is key. It wasn't luck. It was foresight.
And from that moment, Ziya's fame just explodes in Chaoish.
Everyone flocks to him, paying the new rate, 5 keen per reading.
Ziya finally prospers. His wife Mashi is happy. Yi Ren is content.
And the text says in less than half a year, his fame spread far and wide, from zero business to citywide sensation.
Not quite the city center yet, but just outside the South Gate, near this place called Swanuan Mound, kind of ominous sounding.
Right.
And that's where our first key player, the Jade Pipa spirit, really steps out. Now, the text makes it clear she wasn't just, visiting her sister Daji in the palace for tea.
No, not quite.
No. It explicitly says she was literally night-eating palace people.
Wow. Okay, doesn't hold back.
Not at all. And to make it even more horrific, it says she left behind Chile white bones just appearing under a rock in the Imperial Garden, a place that's supposed to be beautiful, secure.
That contrast is stark. Beauty and brutality side by side.
Exactly. This shows you right away how dangerous she is. Brazen, even? Defiling the Emperor's own garden.
And what's striking there, too, is how that horror kind of works as a metaphor, right? For maybe corruption within the system.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, the evil isn't just outside the gates. It's literally consuming the palace from the inside. And nobody seems to notice.
Good point.
That detail just sets this incredibly sinister tone right from the start.
Yeah.
It highlights that hidden evil lurking beneath, the surface of things. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? How often do we miss the ride because the outside looks fine?
Absolutely. So she's clearly brutal, audacious.
Yeah.
After her meal,
Right.
the Pipa spirit leaves the palace, still glowing with Iro, this demon light. But instead of heading straight back to her lair, she spots Jiang Ziya. He's fortune-telling to this crowd at the South Gate.
Okay.
And she gets this idea. She thinks, oh, yeah, let me go test this guy out, see what he's really made of.
A challenge.
Yeah. So she transforms herself into a woman in deep mourning clothes. Perfect disguise, right? Designed to make people feel sorry for her, not suspect a thing.
Mm-hmm. Very clever.
So is this just random? Or is this testing him thing a typical move for supernatural beings in these stories?
Oh, that's a really crucial point. It's definitely not random. This is a classic motif you see a lot in Chinese mythology.
Okay.
It's where the hidden supernatural world deliberately bumps up against the everyday, the mundane, And fortune-telling itself, back then, hugely important culturally. People really revered it for guidance.
Right, like a genuine service.
Exactly.
Wow.
So for the Pipa spirit to disguise herself as a grieving woman people would naturally respect and feel sympathy for, that's a masterstroke of psychological manipulation.
More than just to disguise them.
Absolutely. It's strategic. It lets her bypass suspicion, but more importantly, it's a direct challenge to anyone claiming spiritual insight. Like Ziya. She's basically saying, oh yeah, you think you can see the truth. Let's see about that.
Yeah.
She's testing his skill, his authority, his whole perception of reality.
But Ziya, he's not just any fortune teller. His reaction is key here. Instantly.
Yeah.
He fixes his gaze on her and recognizes her as a demon.
Doesn't hesitate.
No. The text mentions his fire eyes and golden pupils, this legendary ability to see past illusions.
The classic truth sight.
Right. And he thinks to himself, no change on sin, you wicked beast. You dare test my sight. If I don't deal with this monster today, when will I? He's immediately thinking about taking her down, but he's subtle about it.
Smart. Can't just yell demon in a crowd.
Exactly. So his next move is brilliant. He uses the social custom, men and women shouldn't touch freely, to get her slightly apart from the crowd.
Ah, using the rules to his advantage.
Precisely. Then he firmly grabs her her pulse point. But this isn't just like holding her wrist, is it?
No, far from it.
What's going on with him channeling this innate ki from his danti and his core energy to pin down her demonic aura? What kind of, spiritual fight is happening here?
Okay, so this is where it gets really deep. Those fire eyes and golden pupils, they aren't just about sharp eyesight. They represent a kind of spiritual clarity, an inner vision that cuts through illusion, which you might call Maya.
Right, like Sun Wukong has, too.
Exactly like Sun Wukong. It lets Ziya see her true demonic essence, even through the perfect human disguise. And when he channels that innate ki from his dantian, his core energy center, into her pulse point, that's a direct attack on her spiritual being.
Wow.
In Taoist practices and traditional Chinese medicine, ki is the life force, right? And pulse points aren't just spots on the body. They're crucial energy gateways.
Okay, I see.
So by grabbing her pulse and pushing his own powerful kai into her, he's not just physically holding her, he's disrupting the energy that holds her demonic form together. He's spiritually pinning her down, stopping her from escaping or changing shape. It's like an internal spiritual battle happening through that physical grip.
Incredible. A display of real mastery.
Absolutely. Profound mastery and insight.
So, okay, the tension just skyrockets. Ziya is holding on, totally silent, his spiritual grip locked tight. The Pipa spirit, in her disguise, she feels his power, starts to panic. She cries out, "Let go, quick! People are watching! What will they think?"
Yeah, playing the victim card, playing to the crowd.
Totally. I talk about bad PR for Ziya. The crowd, of course, they have no clue what's really going on. They instantly turn on him.
Predictable, maybe?
Yeah. Accusing him like, Ziya, you're an old man. How could you do this? You just want this woman. You're harassing her in public. They think he's a creep.
That's rough.
Right. So he's in this crisis. He doesn't have a sword or anything, but he's not helpless.
Okay.
He grabs the nearest heavy object, utox. A purple stone inkstone, for grinding ink.
Right. A scholar's tool. Heavy.
Heavy indeed. And with this resounding whack, he Uba, Utakala, hits the demon right on the head. Brains spill out, blood everywhere. It's brutal.
Whoa. Okay. Didn't expect that level of violence.
And critically, he still hasn't let go of her pulse point. Even with her physical form smashed up, he's preventing her spirit from escaping.
Holding on. Wow.
But the crowd, they just saw an old man brutally murder a grieving woman. Absolute uproar.
And this is more than just deception now, isn't it? It feels like a commentary on, the burden of knowing the truth.
How so?
Well, Ziya knows the real story. He has the truth. But he's powerless against what people think they see. That collective ignorance, that gut reaction, it completely overrides the facts.
Yeah, the visual is so strong.
Exactly. That clash between the demon's real nature and how the public sees Ziya's actions, it just highlights how incredibly hard it is to prove something unseen. Especially when the alternative is so shocking, like an old man attacking a woman. It makes you ask, when we see something complex, do we trust our first, maybe biased reaction? Or do we look for that deeper hidden reality?
That's a heavy question. So all this chaos attracts attention. Prime Minister Bigin rides up.
An important figure, known for his wisdom usually.
Right. The crowd immediately rushes him, reporting the murder. They accuse Jiang Ziya. Basically, he sexually assaulted her in broad daylight. She resisted, so he beat her to death with an inkstone.
Painting him as the villain.
Completely. Jiang Ziya, meanwhile, still dragging the demon's body by the hand, tries to defend himself. He says he's a demon slayer, acting to Shahad, eliminate monsters, expel evil, doing his duty for the emperor out of gratitude. He keeps saying, this isn't a person, it's a demon.
But the crowd isn't buying it.
Not a chance. They're shouting him down, calling him a liar, a trickster. So what does Bigin's reaction here tell us about, trying to govern when you've got these invisible forces messing things up?
Bigin's role is just so crucial here. He's the discerning official, caught between these totally conflicting stories. He's facing churl public opinion that's all over the place, hard to reconcile, everyone shouting, demanding instant justice.
Right. The pressure must be immense.
Exactly. But his decision not to just go with the crowd, not to make a snap judgment, and instead to take the whole mess to King Zhu, that shows the weight of the situation. He recognizes it's complex.
So he doesn't just dismiss Jiang Ziya.
No. It shows the challenge of proving these invisible threats in a very visible human court. Think about it. Jiang Ziya is still holding onto that demon's pulse even after striking her down. That's weird, right? That one persistent, unusual detail is the only physical clue supporting his wild story. And Bigin, being wise, likely picks up on that strangeness. It signals there's more going on than meets the eye. He understands that a good leader or a good advisor doesn't just listen to the loudest voices in the room.
Makes sense. So the scene shifts. We're up in the Zexing Tower now. Bigin reports the whole incident to King Zhou.
Okay, bringing it to the highest authority.
And this is where it gets really complicated, because Daji is there, and she overhears Bigin's report.
Daji, the real internal threat.
Exactly. And her inner thoughts, the text tells us, reveal everything. She thinks, sister, you should have just gone back to your lair. Why were you messing with fortune-telling? Now this awful man has killed you. I will get revenge for you.
So, confirmation, the Pipa spirit is her demonic sister.
Yep. And then she does something incredibly sneaky. She subtly suggests to King Zhou that she can figure out the truth. She just needs to examine the woman herself. It's a total trap for Jiang Ziya.
Of course it is. Classic Daji.
So her intervention, it's not just about saving her sister, right? It's more about tightening her grip on King Zhou, using his trust against the people actually trying to protect the kingdom. How does this enemy within thing raise the stakes for the whole story?
Oh, massively.
Yeah.
That's precisely it. Daji's manipulation is central to the whole epic, and this scene is a perfect example of her cunning.
Yeah.
Her suggestions seem so innocent, so helpful to the king. Let me take a look. But it's a cold, calculated move. She wants to save her sister, sure, but maybe even more, she wants to discredit Jiang Ziya, or even get him punished, because he represents a force that could expose her.
Right. He's a threat to her position.
Exactly. It
Yep.
just highlights how these hidden demonic forces are working inside the court, corrupting everything. This internal enemy thing fundamentally compromises the kingdom's leadership. King Zhou becomes a puppet. He's vulnerable.
Yeah, you can see that.
It really raises that critical question about how easily power gets swayed by hidden agendas, by personal connections, and how often the really dangerous forces aren't storming the gates from outside, but eating away at things from within. Much harder to root out.
True. So King Zhou, totally swayed by Daji, orders Jiang Ziya, bring the woman up here.
And Jiang Ziya does, still holding on.
Still holding her hand very cautiously as he brings the body up to the tower. King Zhou looks, and of course, all he sees is a dead woman.
As expected, illusion holds strong.
So Jiang Ziya, knowing ordinary sight won't cut it, proposes the ultimate test. He says, "You see, basically, Your Majesty, if you want this demon to show its true form, get a bunch of firewood. We need to refine it, burn it. Then its original form will appear."
Refine it. Interesting word choice, not just burn.
Right. So the king orders the firewood, but before Jiang Ziya lets go of that crucial grip, he uses Deski talismans, or seals.
Magical seals.
Yes. He places them on her head, chest, back, arms, legs to suppress the original form, keep it locked in place. Then he releases her hand, puts the body on the pyre, and lights it.
Okay, setting the stage for a magical showdown.
And the description of the fire is amazing, really vivid. Zindru. It talks about thick smoke covering the land, black mist locking the horizon, raging fire needing wind to take shape.
Poetic, powerful imagery.
Yeah, red fire giving off red mist. Wind is the fire's master. Fire is the wind's commander. They help each other become deadly, blazing up to heaven, cracking open the earth. It's intense. So can you explain this refining a demon concept and the power of these talismans, especially with that kind of fiery description?
Absolutely. This mix of ritual magic and just raw elemental power is fascinating. And it's really significant here. Refining or burning a demon isn't just about destruction.
Right, the word refine.
Exactly. It's a common theme in Taoist-influenced stories. The idea is that a demon's true essence, its spiritual core, can only be revealed through purification or like extreme alchemical heat, something far beyond just burning a physical body.
Okay.
And the talismans, the seals, they're crucial. They aren't just paper. They're channels for spiritual power. Ziya uses them to lock the demon spirit into that form, to stop it from escaping or reanimating, even in death.
Got it. Holds it there for the fire.
Precisely. And that poetic description of the fire and wind, it's not just fancy writing. It suggests they're interconnected, almost like living forces working together.
Like a team.
Yeah. Wind fuels fire. Fire directs wind. It signifies this isn't just a bonfire. It's a powerful, almost alchemical process designed to break down the demon's spiritual defenses.
Okay, so the fire burns, and now for the really shocking part, the big surprise. After, that's 2 shij, which is like a full 4 hours in ancient Chinese time.
4 hours. That's a long time to burn.
A very long time. After 4 hours of this intense inferno, the demon's body wasn't even slightly charred. Nothing.
What, 4 hours of intense fire and
Yeah.
nothing?
Nothing at all. Ordinary fire, no matter how fierce, had zero effect.
Wow. Okay, that changes things.
You bet. King Zhu and Biggin. Now they are truly amazed, totally convinced something weird is going on. Biggin asks Ziya, basically, what kind of demon is this that can withstand that?
Yeah, good question.
And Ziya's response is just calm, confident. Making this demon show its true form, that's not difficult.
Oh, after 4 hours of failure, he says it's not difficult.
Yep. He then proposes taking it up a notch, a higher level of power, something way beyond regular flames. He says they need samadhi true fire.
Samadhi true fire, okay.
So the fact that normal fire did nothing, that really underlines how powerful this Pipa spirit is, right? But what exactly is samadhi true fire? And what does needing it tell us about her resilience and about Ziya's own abilities?
Right. Her resistance to 4 hours of intense ordinary fire absolutely elevates her. She's not just some common monster. She has this deep, almost spiritual resilience.
It's like a spiritual shield.
Exactly. It suggests her demonic nature is protected at a profound level. And that's where Samadhi true fire comes in. This isn't just hotter fire. It's a completely different kind of energy.
How so?
In Taoist and Buddhist traditions, Samadhi fire is often described as a fire born from intense inner cultivation, from meditation and spiritual practice. It's a fire that purifies, transforms. It's linked to the core energies of a person. Essence, breath, spirit.
So like internal alchemy fire.
Kinda, yeah. It's seen as the ultimate weapon against deep spiritual corruption. It can reveal the true nature of beings that ordinary elements like regular fire or water just can't touch.
Wow.
So the fact that they need it here tells us 2 things. 1, the Jade Pipa spirit is extraordinarily resilient on a spiritual level. And 2, Ziya possesses truly profound mastery of these esoteric spiritual arts. He can wield cosmic-level power when necessary.